It says good evening, but I think it's still good afternoon. So, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the meeting of the North East Local Area Committee. My name is Councillor Jane Dunn, and I am the chair of the Local Area Committee. Today's meeting is open to the public and is being webcast. A recording of the meeting will be available on the council website following the conclusion. Before I ask other councillors to introduce themselves, I will hand over to Claire, the clerk for the meeting, to read out the housekeeping arrangements. Claire.
Thank you, Chair. Before we start, there are just a few housekeeping arrangements to mention. Please can I request everyone to switch electronic devices to silent mode so as to not disturb the conduct of the meeting. There is no fire test planned for today. If there is an emergency evacuation, please take instruction from council staff present. The assembly point is back in the car park on the entrance that we came into from the main road. Toilet facilities are situated just as where you came in there, which are unisex toilets, and there are male and female and disabled toilets round the back to the left there. Meeting today is open to the public. We are not streaming live because the upload is going to be too slow, so it could disturb the recording, so it will be recorded and be available on the website in due course. You should be aware that the Council is a data controller under the Data Protection Act. Data collected during this webcast will be retained in accordance with the Council's published policy. By entering the meeting, you are consenting to be filmed and to the possible use of images and sound recordings for webcasting. Any member of the public due to speak at the meeting who does not wish to be filmed should say so at the start of their speech. So if you want to ask a question but you don't want to be on camera, please let us know. The Chair will suspend the permission to film their contribution. The webcast will only record the audio. Members of the public are permitted to take photographs and to film or audio record the business of the meeting in accordance with the protocol for webcasting, filming and recording of Sheffield City Council. If anyone wishes to film or record this meeting, please make yourself known now. Okay, thank you. The Chair of the meeting does have discretion to withdraw or suspend this permission if the recording is disrupting the conduct of the meeting, is being undertaken in a manner which is intimidating or could capture personal information, or if a member of the public participating objects to being filmed. So if you do object to being filmed, please make it clear. We've got some young people with us tonight who will not be filmed, will not be part of the webcast, and would ask you not to film any of the young people present at the meeting. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you. Can I please ask members of the committee and supporting officers to introduce themselves? I'm going to start from the far end of this nice gentleman.
Can't listen. There we go. Councillor Mark Russing, I'm one of the councillors for Shire Green and Brightside. I do apologise, I have to leave the meeting at 6:15, but if anyone does want to pick things up with me, Dawn is my fellow councillor from Shire Green over there, or please leave your details and I'll get in touch with you when I'm back tomorrow.
Good afternoon. I'm Mike Chaplin. I'm a councillor for this ward, Southey Ward. And I should be able to stay for the duration of the meeting.
Thank you. I'm really pleased about that, Councillor Chaplin. Even if I haven't made him his tea. You'll know the joke, it's fine.
Good afternoon. I'm James Richards. I'm the North East Local Area Committee Manager.
Thank you. Claire Cummins, Democratic Service Officer, and I'll be taking the minutes this afternoon.
Sarah Hyde, I'm also from Democratic Services.
Good afternoon.
Have to be one. It's only yours.
Try again. Good afternoon. Abdul Qayyum, Councillor for Firth Park.
Good afternoon, Councillor Dawn Dale, Councillor for Shire Green and Brightside.
Hello, I'm Fran Belbin. I'm the Councillor for Firth Park Ward.
Hi all, Councillor Gary Weatherall for Shire Green and Brightside Ward. I've got cold.
Thank you. Before we proceed with business on the agenda, I would like to explain how the meeting will work. We will first deal with formal business of apologies for absence, declarations of interest and minutes of the previous meeting. We will then share information on environmental projects in our area. We will then move on to the item of the local area committee budget. The North East LAC Community Services Manager, James, will present the report, and there will then be an opportunity for members of the committee to ask questions and make comments, and members of the committee will be asked to note the recommendation as set out on the report. We will then receive any questions or petitions from members of the public. Copies of the agenda pack and budget report will have been circulated in the meeting room and are available on the council website. After we've finished, about 6:30, we will then go to where members that are here today, members of the public, you can actually meet your councillors and ask any questions. We do know a lot of people come with questions that are quite personal, casework, etc., that it isn't appropriate to ask in a public arena, and that will give you a chance to approach your councillors. It will also give you an opportunity to get to know us. Not everybody is comfortable with asking a question with a microphone, and I'm not looking over in that direction. So that is another time. So we just thought it was a really nice way of really getting to know your local councillors and being able to talk about anything. Okay, so we'll now move on to item number 2, which is apologies for absence.
Chair, yes, we received apologies from councillors Gareth Slater, Talib Hussain, and apologies from Officer Lindsay Hill tonight. Thank you.
Item number 3 is exclusion of the public and... Sorry?
Just say how nice it is to be back in the local areas rather than having to go to the town hall. We can see that it's a bit better attended than what you did while you were at the town hall. Back into the area.
You're more than welcome. I do listen. I'll pay you later, Meg, for that. Right, item number 3, exclusion of the public and press. There are no items that require the exclusion of the public and press. Item number 4, declarations of interest. Does any member wish to declare an interest in any item of business on the agenda? That's fine. Nobody? Okay. Item number 5. Minutes of the previous meeting. Okay. So it's on page 9. Yeah. Councillor Belvin.
Chair, I want to ask the question that I asked last time, which is recorded on page 10, I think, now on page 9, and I just want to make sure it's not forgotten, this question of costing up, how much it costs for the plastic meshing on the grass verges. I think it says in this one that an answer would be reported back in due course, but it's a bit vague, and I do want to make sure we get an answer to that question at some point, because it was asked back in February. Thank you.
Couldn't agree more, Councillor Belvin. We women are on form. Sorry, gentlemen. I'm teasing you. James, could you tell us, have you heard anything? I know you're new to post, but could we ask you to get this back to us as members as soon as possible? And we would also, then we'd like to bring this back to the next local area committee.
Sorry. Yeah, thanks, Chair. No, that's fine. I will pick this up and look at providing a full response back to the committee.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We've got him. Okay, page 10. Page 11. Okay, that's fine. So I will take that they are approved as accurate. Right. So we're now on to the main act, which I am really excited by. And I would just like to take a little bit of Chair's prerogative in thanking our young people that have actually got the courage to actually come here today and talk to us and present their thoughts and ideas on the environment. But they haven't just been talking about it, they have been putting it into action. And I had the most wonderful time when I visited Maynell, and I know that Councillor Dale has also been out with the little pickers. We want to be little pickers, and when we go, we don't get teddy bears. But, I mean, they're absolutely brilliant. But I just wanted to say this is a really amazing project. And one of the things that we wanted to do when we've kind of modernised the local area committee is make sure that the committee meeting is about hearing about what is happening, and not from officers but from people in our ward. And I always, in all our wards, sorry, and I always feel that if we don't listen to our children, we are making a massive mistake. So I'm going to hand over to Jackie, who's going to pick this up, and then it's over to the stars of the show. And they are quite shy, so they won't be taking questions from the public, but they have agreed to, I know, Mick, I'm sorry, they have agreed, though, to let me ask them a few questions later on. But can we give them a little bit of a round of applause to start with?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Jack Dyson and I'm a Community Services Officer for the North East Local Area Committee. We've developed a programme, myself and my colleague Susie, who's with us tonight, shout out to Susie over there, called the Little Pickers Programme that we've piloted. Now, I've got a video to show you, which is our first school, which is Hartley Brook. And then after this video, we've got some of our actual little pickers in the room from Maynell, who are going to be really brave, and they're going to talk about their experiences. So here's the video of Hartley Brook. Thank you.
North East Local Area Committee's Little Pickers program was created by officers Jack and Susie with support from our local councillors. The aim is to help children learn about and look after the environment. The program has fun and easy-to-understand sessions in classrooms and school assemblies. In these sessions, children find out how rubbish and litter can harm nature and what they can do to help fix it.
My name's Jack and I'm a Community Services Officer from the North East Local Area Committee, and I'm here with Lila to talk about her experiences of the Little Pickers programme. So, you did Little Pickers at your school, Lila?
Yes.
Brilliant. And would you mind telling us what school you go to?
Hartley Brook.
You go to Hartley Brook. And do you know what the special thing about Hartley Brook is? It's the very first school that's done the Little Pickers programme.
Little Pickers gives schools special kits for children to take home, so they can pick up litter in their area. Each class can have a kit to share. Every kit comes with a Little Pickers teddy bear and a diary. Children write in the diary about what they see and do while picking up litter. They can read each other's stories to feel part of a team. The kits help children learn to care for their neighborhood and feel proud of keeping it clean. By working and sharing together, pupils get more interested in looking after the environment, both at school and at home. Let's hear what our first Little Pickers children have to say.
Little Pickers is where, you get this little bag and, there's a teddy in it, and there's lots of accessories to, do loads of picking up litter, and then once you're finished, you get to, take pictures and you get to put them in the book. Yeah.
What did you pick up most?
Bottles, piece of gum.
Gum. I bet that was hard to pick up.
Yeah. Found it pretty interesting and fun because I thought I'd get to help the community. So then there's not as much litter on the floor.
Yeah, it's important to look after our community.
or people will leave and our community won't be able to thrive and have good opportunities inside of it.
Because a lot of rats are here, and then like dogs can get stuck and stray cats could eat stuff and end up dying.
People might just don't want to put the litter in the bin. They might just say, no one's looking, just put it on the ground and not caring about the environment.
I like to learn about like the decomposed years, and also about how we can save our environment.
I learnt that people don't have much places to throw their litter away, so we need more bins.
I like to learn about the chewing gum and the things that like couldn't like go away, like the glass bottom. I also like to learn about them bags, how long they could plastic bags stay for 20 years.
Hello, I'm Frankie, and I'll be telling you about my litter picking journey. Day 1, I was walking home from school with my friend Shantae, and we were both litter picking. My mum was also there holding the bag. Day 2, today I went litter picking with my nan and granddad, mum and dad around Sheffield Park. We got lots of litter. It was really fun seeing what was left down there.
Me and my big sister went out and picked the litter out with Dandelion. After that, we brought all the litter home and put it in the side of our recycling bin. We had lots of fun and we were grateful for the opportunity. Pearl and Dandelion.
So in my book it says getting ready for an incredible journey with Paboos, and then these are some things we picked up. We picked up cat food, we picked up some crisps and glass bottles and drinks and sandwiches and more boxes. And then we picked over 50 litters.
Wow, what great diary pages. Thank you to the amazing staff at Hartley Brook Primary School and all the wonderful children that have taken part so far with the support of their grown-ups. Our goal is to make litter picking accessible and enjoyable for children, but also nurture valuable life skills and knowledge. By supporting pupils to take an active role in caring for their community and environment, together, we can inspire the next generation to protect and cherish the world around them.
That was great. We're now going to hear from, I think, Jackie. Do you want to, do you want me to come up as well? Yeah, I'll come as well then, don't worry. Do you all want to introduce yourselves? Or if you want to. If you don't, you can just let your friend. Go on then.
I'm Layla H.
And which school are you from?
Maynell Primary.
Maynell Primary.
Hi guys, I'm Star and I'm from Maynell Primary School.
Okay. Do you want to introduce your friend?
That's Georgina and she's from Maynell Primary.
What do you like?
I'm Daniel and I'm from Maynell Primary School.
Well, I want to say thank you so much for coming here, and I think you're going to just tell the people that are here today what it was like to be a little picker, aren't you? So I'm going to hand it over to you. Do you want to stand up when you do it? Do you want to sit down? Sit down? Okay. So you can hold that and it's all over to you.
So it was fun and it was quite exciting because we got to help the community.
Yeah. Did you feel special?
Yeah.
And what was it? Was it the taking home your bear, or was it having the diary to fill in?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me about your first litter pick and what it was like. Because I came into the school and I know that I met you and some of you when you were handed out your kits. So just explain to the people here today how it worked and how you shared. Because to me the sharing was really important as well.
So, there were only 2 pickers, so, like, I picked up a few pieces, and then I let my sister pick up a few pieces, and
yeah. And what did people say to you when they saw you litter picking?
they didn't really say nothing.
Didn't really say anything? No. That's a bit sad, isn't it? I think that's really sad. Yeah. Have you got anything? Would you like to add something about your litter picking? Because I know you've got your bag. So do you want to stand up and show people what was inside the bag? Yeah.
So first there was these...
Shall I pop that there and then you can stand just there? That's great.
So these grabby things, and then you get it with a teddy bear, and then there's this bin holders that that it holds the bin so that you can put your rubbish inside.
Your hoop, isn't it?
These were special children's size pickers.
And then it comes with a book.
Is that your diary page? Do you want to read your page out?
Yeah, that'd be great.
That is not my book.
Is that your book? Do you want to read a little bit of it out? Yeah, you stand up by the microphone just there and just read a little bit out. There is a display stand which after the meeting you can have a look around and actually see exactly what the children have been doing. There you go.
So the book said, I went on the way to school and all my family joined it. Some of the litter I picked up empty bottles and cans, sweet wrappers and paper.
It's hard work being an assistant. So, what do you think you learnt then? What was your what did you learn that you didn't expect to learn when you went out litter picking?
Like, there's more litter in the world than we expect it to be.
Yeah. And were you quite shocked when you learnt how long chewing gum got to?
Yeah.
Shocked me. Really did. Do you want to tell everybody how long? Can anybody remember? Because I can't, but I'm sure Jackie or Susie can. How long it takes? Yeah. So when people drop chewing gum on the floor, it never, ever, ever decomposes. So it's pollution and destroys the environment forever. That was really shocking, wasn't it? Can you think of anything that was, what did you think was one of the most memorable things about your litter picking? What did you forgot?
Yeah.
You need to go on TV, that's
So
what
mine's gone blank.
I know, it's hard being in the public eye, isn't it? Imagine how they feel there. You're doing brilliantly though. You can shout it out if you remember in a minute. Can you remember what was the most memorable thing? Or one of the things that surprised you most about going litter picking?
It was because there was this really, this chocolate egg wrapper that has been stuck in the ground for a really long time. And when I tried to get it out, it was really hard to get out, but I finally got it out.
Yeah. Did you have competitions with each other who could collect the most?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. I am so competitive, so I would have done. I know I would. And I can see Dawn's nodding her head as well. Yeah. So, do you, when you walk about now and you see people dropping litter, how does it make you feel?
It makes me feel like quite upset because we have to go around and pick it all up when people are just throwing more and more on the floor each day.
Yeah. How does it make you feel when you see people dropping litter?
Sad.
Sad. Especially when you've cleaned it up and it's where you live, isn't it?
Because animals could die from it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was one of the reasons, I think, my great-nephew, it was what it did to animals.
Mm.
It's really quite shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what about yourself? How does it make you feel when you see people dropping litter?
It makes me feel really sad.
Yeah. Not angry, sad. Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. That's good, because you don't need to be angry to make things change. I think the fact, yeah. So do you think you're going to continue litter picking?
Yeah. With my mum and my dad.
Do your mum and your dad do it?
Yeah.
As well? Yeah.
And my sister and my brother.
Wow. You're a right family force. I have to give you a special name. Yeah. So, if there's one thing you could ask everybody in here to do to help keep where we live nicer, what would it be? The one thing that you think they can do and the one magic thing that you'd like them to disappear, do you know, completely?
I'd like them to
Oops. I know, it keeps falling.
I'd like them to stop dropping litter because that's killing the environment and animals, and it's also it's making the streets more dirty.
Yeah. And nobody needs to do it, do they? Wow! Round of applause. What is the one thing you would ask everybody?
To stop littering.
To stop littering, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not asking you, don't worry.
To stop causing pollution and stop littering.
And can I ask you, what do you think, we've got all your councillors here today, what do you think we could do more of to actually help stop that? Because, yeah, what do you think we could do more of?
I think you should try and get everyone to start litter picking.
Okay. Yeah. What, for being naughty? What do you think, if you could ask one thing that you think the council could do? So we've said for the councillors to do litter picks, and I think all councillors do litter picks. I was with on one on Sunday, so yeah. So is there any? Can you think of anything? It's going to get harder, this question, by the time we get to you. It's a hard question, so don't worry. You don't know. It's a really difficult one to resolve. That's why, because there isn't one single answer, is there? Can you think of one?
To stop driving gas cars.
Okay, we're on to pollution. Gas cars, yeah, well, electric is the way at the moment, but we could have a debate about that, and I can see Councillor Rustling nodding his head, as we all know, and Councillor Chaplin, but absolutely. So I think one of the things that I felt when I came to your school, and when I was talking to you, is that it's not just about the litter. It's about the conversation that it opens up when you start looking at your environment and you realise that piece of chewing gum is never going to go away, and that it could kill the plants and the effect it's going to have on the environment. But it opens up about, when you walk, about the air that you breathe, and just that you want to have nice spaces, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shall I tell you what really annoys me? Dog poo. Dog poo, and especially when they put it in a bag and hang it on a tree.
Or they just leave it.
Yeah. And when you're walking it. Yeah. Exactly. You see, mention dog poo and we've really got excited. But that is what is really, really good about what you've done, because it makes you look at everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I wish I had the answer. And people often say, we want a bin here, we want a bin there. And then there'll be litter outside the bin, won't there?
Yeah.
And that is so frustrating, because all that money could be spent on other things. But just because, you know, that doesn't mean that you don't pick it up, does it? But it's about, you know, just making people care a little bit more. But I want to thank you all so much for caring and taking the time out. And we started a bit earlier so that you could get home, because it's really important. But I want you to stay, because we're going to hear from our environmental steward in a minute, who's going to tell everybody all about the programme, that this is part, you know, and how we, all the grown-ups, can get involved a little bit more, and as you get older. But does this make you really feel more excited about making change in your community? Good. Well, I just want to thank you all for taking time out, and I hope you enjoy your bears. And the favourite bear today has been Acorn, apart from, what's yours called?
I don't know. Dandelion.
Sorry?
Is that dandelion?
Dandelion. Yeah, so Acorn is the most popular bear, which is quite unusual apparently. It's normally who, Jack? It's normally Pebbles, but I think it might be because it's acorn season. So everybody's gravitated towards Acorn. But I want to thank you so much, and you've been absolutely brilliant. And I think if we all did our little tiny bit, it does make a massive difference. So thank you. Stand up and take a bow, please. Not me. Come on, stand up.
So I'm going to introduce for you Sean from Amy, who is our Chief Steward for the North East area, who runs our youth team. Do you want to just describe the environmental stewards for everyone?
Yes, we've been doing this nearly 2 years now. We've had several stewards through. We've had one actually got her apprenticeship with Amy. It's been a really good project. Takes me back really from being at college, really, passing on basic skills in environmental stewardship, and it's been really good. Got me really back to basics, really. Like, I was trained how to prune and cut in the proper manner, and where we've worked the first job was a plot outside of Buchanan, near Tracy's Cafe. If you look at it now with the planters on, you won't recognise it from the other photos, because it was like a wilderness. But everybody I've spoke to have said how good it looks when we've gone through, because it's additional service. I'm normally an area supervisor for grass and grounds maintenance, and it was my manager Dave that asked me to try this as a pilot. We've had 2 other projects in Crystal Peaks and another one in Darnell that's been working, and it's been a success. It's been brilliant, and I just hope it continues, that's all, because it's what people want. It's what people want, bringing some of these areas back into use. One of the main ones we did was at Osgothorpe Park, which was actually a really antisocial area. The trees were so overgrown, it was unbelievable. I actually got the chainsaw course out of it because it was so bad. But it's been really good. And people just said to me sometimes, Sean, I think you and your stewards have committed and got a miracle working somewhere, because I've never seen it look so good. So let's hope it continues.
Can you just explain how old the young people are?
Yeah, like I said, at the moment I've got 3 stewards, and their age will lie between 16 and 18. And they do a 3-month project through CDC at Manor Lane, and I just teach them the basic skills. But we have a good laugh, but I try to give them some employment opportunity of teaching them to get up at a certain time and come to work at a certain time. It might not be their career that they want to go into grounds maintenance, but it gets them ready for the world of work out there. What's expected if you're getting up at a certain time, we're having your mum or your dad get you up and come to work and do some proper work.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you. I think the important thing to mention about the environmental stewards is obviously they are young people that are actually donating their time as well. So they're out of work, and rather than they're focusing on education, so they're working with Sean to upskill themselves, they're doing their maths and their English, and they're going out into the communities in the North East, and like Sean says, they're tackling areas where some of our parks have got overgrown, and we might have young people who are getting prickled by a thorn bush, or there's an area in Southie where we've now got a community garden where we used to have high numbers of fly tipping, and it's absolutely transformed the area, and that's down to Sean and these young people that have donated their time for the betterment of the community. So thank you so much to Sean and to the young people who are a bit too shy to turn up, but the work they're doing is fantastic, and we'll be showcasing the sites that they've completed. They're available on our socials, but we'll also be doing a video as well, which is in the making. So yes, thank you all, and that's everything from us.
Thank you. Don't get up, Sean. Take your seat next. You've got comfy seats. They're like daytime telly seats. So I'm going to give the opportunity for councillors to ask questions about the programme, to both you and to Jack, if that's okay. So I'll open it up. I've seen Councillor Weatherall, and then Councillor Dale, then Councillor Russ.
Thank you, Chair. It's just one thing, Jackie. It's great what the young children are doing, and especially going through school and getting that education. And mentioning the Chair, when you mentioned the dog bags, when we were on Peak Park planning, we found a tree with just absolutely about 1,000 bags on it. You just can't understand people picking it up and then chucking it into or hanging it onto a tree. They must think different to us. But the thing is, what I want to say is that when the children's going out, it's all about health and safety. Have there been the people going out with them, and do the children know not to pick a sharp or a needle?
Yeah, when, like I said, what they do, they go through an induction like any employee would be at AME in Sheffield, full induction, and all these basic things are shown to them, and they go through all the basic training that you normally would do. What they do as well is, over the 3-month period, which is usually about 3 months, I've got 2 now that started at Christmas and they're still here now because they love it. They love coming. But yeah, they go through a basic training package that you would normally do for any employee. But like I say, over that 3-month period, they'll do a basic hedge cutter, strimmer and pedestrian lawnmower, so they can carry out additional jobs while we're working on site. So it makes them interested into it. You know what I mean? It gets them in, it passes that skill, so I can leave them to get on. With minimum supervision, in hindsight, I can let them get on with some work, then I can do something as well, so they can perfect that skill.
So you've always got a short box on site. And Jackie, can you come back about the school side of things, about the short boxes?
Yeah, one thing I would say is that we would never send young people to a site where we believe there would be any sharps. So the sites that the young people work from have been vetted. So they're vetted first by myself, and me and Sean will go out to the site to visit together to make sure it's appropriate, because we would never send them to an environment where we place them at risk of any type of harm.
Thank you. Councillor Dale?
Thank you, Sean. I've got a number of questions, really. I think it's a fantastic project, and it's just the outcome for the young people is really important. I know that we're talking about environment today, but I've met some of our children who are really interested in improving our environment for the long term, but also this is, like you said, it's about job opportunities. So I think for me, I've just got a few questions as how many young people have we worked with over the duration of the project? Where do the young people come from? How do they get on it? And, you know, we get asked about if we can pick sites, you know, for in our communities where young people can come and work with you on that. Are there opportunities for local young people to get involved in this scheme? And I think, oh yeah, and who's delivering their maths and English course?
Right, we've had about a dozen. And it's been like we're nearly 2 years now, so like a dozen. We've had roughly about a dozen. Some's been quite challenging. Someone's really enjoyed it. But like I said to them, it may not be for you, but it's going to teach you some skills. So if they want to come, they can come. On the actual maths and English and that, I think they do that through through the council, through an organisation called CDC. Through Terry Mitchell, he's the centre manager, I think, at Manor Lane. And if people do ask me, and people have asked me how they get involved with this, if they want to do it, I've just told them to contact CDC at Manor Lane, and that's for Terry. And I'm sure he'll try and help her, because he's quite an approachable chap.
Can I come back, please, Chair? I'm just mindful that we do have a number of young people who are currently that may have finished school in July that need to go on to do maths and English. And if it may be, I know we're having conversations about this, if this could be an offer that could be formalised across the city where there'd be an actual pathway in, so people could apply, you know, when they... Sometimes children and young people get a bit disappointed when they get the GCSE results and they've not got the results they want and have to go on to do the maths and English. But I'm just wondering, thinking out loud, with whether or not this could be part of that offer as well, while they're waiting for a placement somewhere else as well. But we can have that conversation, I think. Definitely.
It's a really good point, Councillor Dale. Yeah. No, that's great. Councillor Rustling, have you got anything to add before I hand over? Oh, no, that's okay. Councillor Rustling.
Thank you. First, I just wanted to say to the children, thank you so much for coming tonight. I used to teach at a secondary school not very far from here, and honestly, you would have knocked the socks off the children I used to teach. So that was absolutely brilliant. And I've seen the programme at Hartley Brook in our ward done, and I've been, and the children there were just the same, were really enthused. I think what's brilliant about it is it's not just picking up the litter, it's actually teaching children to respect their areas in ways that sometimes, unfortunately, adults don't they? So I know when I took my daughter out, who's not much older than you, she just said, I can't believe people do this. And that's the right thing to think, I think. So thank you so much for coming tonight. Question on the stewardships programme. So the So it's about 12. Do we know where it's young men and young women, isn't it? And do we know where they're from? Are they from our local communities?
Yeah. What Terry does, we've just had another 4 inducted in the last 2 weeks. And what Terry tries to do, he tries to get them in an area where they live or not far from where they live. I've just got 1 at the moment. Steve, who was the other supervisor for Crystal Peaks, and he's got 3 because it's more in his ward, you see, so it's better for them because other than that they're going miles and miles and miles out of the way to come to work.
Thank you, Sean. Councillor Cahoon and then Councillor Belvin.
Thanks, Chair. Yeah, without repeating again all my colleagues, thanks again. So I think it was really, really lovely to hear the children, come out and speak to us. I think it's an amazing project, Jackie. That's really, well done. So congratulations to all who organised that. I really enjoyed listening to the children. And obviously, it's quite obvious they're not just learning about litter. During that process, they're learning a lot of other things as well, such as, teamwork and self-confidence, etc. We saw a lot of self-confidence in a few of them. Just wondering, in terms of the project itself, are there any plans for expanding or rolling it out to the other areas in the city, etc.? Because I think it's really good for it, for other children to take benefit of such a project. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. Obviously, at this moment in time, we're working with 3 schools and we're shaping the programme. We would love to be able to continue to shape it around the children's wishes and feelings and what works best for them. We'd love to be able to roll this out across the city because we really value it. We're getting fantastic feedback from the children. So, yeah, we envision that it will roll across the North East. We will absolutely perfect it because we've got some of the greatest critiques. They will give us their honest feedback and we would love to see this rolled across the city, across the 7 LAC areas.
Thank you, and thanks for everybody who has presented here tonight. You've all been absolutely fantastic, and it's great to see you looking after your community so well. I did have a question about the environmental stewardship programme, which was about whether the young people who've been involved in that, do we know if they've gone on to get other jobs in other places? Have we got any numbers or data on that? And have we got any case studies perhaps about?
We've only got...
Great to put in a video if you are making one as well. Thanks.
We've only got 1, but I will say that's a success, even though it's 1. But Liam was dedicated. I'm telling you now, he used to ring me up. He'd only supposed to do 2 days a week. He had a college day on a Wednesday, and he used to come like 4 days. Because he'd ring me up, he'd say, I'm bored at home, I want to come in. So I'd ring my manager Dave, I say, is it okay? He says, well, it's fine, it's everything, he's covered by everything and that, so if he wants to come in, he can come in. And he used to like 4 days a week. And he loved it. And I said, you need to apply for these apprenticeships. And I said to Dave, I says, if we don't give him a chance, I said, there's something wrong here. I said, this lad needs a chance. So we did, and he got employment, and he's going through his work and that, and his coursework and that, and doing quite well.
That's great. Is there any more questions from any councillors? I think we've got a little something, haven't we? Yeah, we've got a little something for our young people. So I think Jackie and Susie should give these out, not me, because you've worked so closely with them. But I'm just so pleased with the programme, and I think it's great to see this local area committee rolling out something that's so revolutionary, and that obviously, as we've all heard today, is really making a difference and an impact. So, over to you, Jack.
So, what Susie and I have got for you here is our community star. Now, we only give these to the brightest stars in our community. Yeah? These are road safety key rings that you can put on your school backpack or wherever you like. And in recognition of you just being an absolute star in our community. And Susie has also got, that we've had consent from the councillors to give you all a gift card for Smith's Toy Zone. So you can go and pick yourself out a nice treat from us. But before you leave today, if there's any litter picking equipment or anything that we can give you off of our store, you let me know. Yeah? And thank you so much for coming across.
And before we move on to the public questions, I would just like to thank Jackie and Susie for all their hard work. As I said, this is a pilot, and like anything, it takes a lot of dedication and hard work. And those of us that have been fortunate enough to see how the schools have embraced it, it's been amazing. So I just would like us to thank Jack and Susie, because without them, their dedication, this wouldn't have been the success. And we're going to show the rest of Sheffield just how it's done. That's what I'm going to say. So thank you, both of you, from all of us. Thank you. Now, we're now going to move to the public questions. If anybody wants to leave that's got the kids with them, or you can stay. But if you want to go, then we'll take a moment out. I know it's been a long day, but I just want to thank you again. And, yeah, are you going to stay? Going to leave? Yeah. I don't blame you. But thank you and have a good evening. We do have the budget report next, but I'm quite sure the kids didn't want to listen to that. But don't worry, you've got plenty of time for public questions, don't worry. Yeah. Oh, you're more than welcome. Thank you. They're happy now they've got the teddies. Yeah, that's great. Councillor Chaplin wants one of those bags.
No, I said, is your earring in one of those bags?
I don't know. I've lost the back of my earring. It's fine. But he's really... I thought you wanted a little picker's bag. Councillor Chaplin's a very good litter picker, hasn't he, I must say, yeah, with Fox Hill ones. Right, could I hand over to item number 7, which is the North East LAC budget?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. So, again, my name is James Richards. I'm the Community Services Manager for the North East Local Area Committee, and I'm going to deliver the spend report up to now for this financial year. So the expenditure under the delegated authority since the last meeting held in June is outlined within the report. I'm here to ask that the committee notes the expenditure under delegated powers against the 25-26 budget of £100,000 to address local priorities in the North East Local Area Committee as detailed in this report. So I will give a little bit of detail on the projects and the spends. So the total expenditure to report for September 2025 is £9,013. That's broken down as follows. For the priority of health and wellbeing, which included some mental health training and a community health project, the delegated spend of that was £1,288. Under priority 3, which was the environment, which included projects along litter pickers, volunteer projects, the delegated spend for that priority was £1,607. For the priority of children, young residents and families, we put on a youth project, which totaled £1,410. And for priority 8, which is our community and your home, we put on a festival and events, as well as some spend towards local area committee communications. That total was £4,708. So the spend for all projects for September was £9,013. The spend for June, as reported, was £1,411, which means there is still remaining budget from the £100,000 of £89,576. So that's what's remaining from now until the end of March 2026. That finalises the report, Chair. Unless you have any questions, I'll comment on that.
I'll open it up to questions. I've just seen Councillor rustling just because I was looking that way, so apologies that side. Councillor Dale, Councillor Belby.
Thanks, James. I know a lot of this predates your time in the role. First comment and then a question. The Concord Lantern Parade is a brilliant thing that happens in our ward every year. And it isn't just the event, it's all of the work that goes around it, where members of the community work with children from the various primary schools to make the lanterns. It's it's not just an event in itself, so it's something that's really valued by the community, and it's good to see it on there. Just a question on Priority 4. Can you give us a little bit more information about the youth project?
Thanks for that. Yeah, I don't have the information to hand. I will provide a full answer to your question, though.
Thank you, James, for this. And I'm kind of jumping forward a little bit, but this meeting is about children and young people, and we're currently running into Operation Dark Nights period, where we're doing collaborative work with other providers across the area, so a voluntary and community sector, police, fire service and Sheffield community youth teams. It probably would have been a good idea to have had something on this agenda for members of the public to see what is actually happening, but is any of this money from the LAC going to be contributing towards delivery of additional youth provision on the run-up to Bonfire Night and Halloween, please? Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Dawn. I believe the local area committee is funding up to £10,000 towards Dark Nights. That will include additional youth provision. We've had a number of meetings with South Yorkshire Police and other partners to take learning and intelligence from Dark Nights last year to look at the hotspot areas. So we have a number of projects that have currently gone out to bid. So we are accepting bids for those areas and those projects.
I'll just come in and to say, as chair, we have a meeting on Monday, on the back of our, all the intelligence that's been gathered, so we can actually see across the board before we come out to councillors and further is where the gaps might be. So we needed to know what every single organisation, the police, everybody else had got planned. And then it would be, right, local intelligence again, where do we need to plug? So really kind of across the board and going out into our community, yeah.
Thank you. Not so much a question. I want to say a big thank you to all the officers who were involved in organising the Parson Cross Park Summer Fun Day. That was a really, really brilliant event. We had a day back in the Easter that I think was funded from the previous budget that was really good, but this one was more and better, and I think they're really growing as a really popular day, and it was great, fantastic to see so many children and families at that event. If I can, Chair, I did also want to take the opportunity, though, to make a little bit of a plea to the public, because unfortunately, since that event, we've had thieves break into Parson Cross Park, and they have stolen over 80 metres of fencing, clearly a professional theft job. They broke in through the Daylands Road gate, so it's not so far from here. And it really is a plea. If anybody who's got CCTV or anything like that around there, it's robbing from our communities when people are robbing from our parks like this. It's so disappointing. It's all the fencing that goes up around the sports pitches, and we've got so much activity that is starting to happen in that park, and to have people break in and steal the stuff that belongs to all of us as a community is really disappointing. So if there's anybody here who knows people in that area who might be able to help us get any information to the police about that. We are talking 80 metres of very big fencing. This hasn't, gone on the in the back of somebody's car. It's gone on a very large vehicle, and we'd really appreciate any help tracking down the people who did that. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any more questions? I'd just like to make a comment on the item, the period poverty stock, and just to say that it's been out when we've been doing events across the LAC area the whole of the summer, and it's been really, really, really popular. And that again shows that we did our menopause period equality charter, and that is actually pushing that out into there, and it's been really interesting, the conversations that we had, and we had it at Firth Park when I was there and others. So again, it's kind of things that people often think sit on a shelf and don't actually do anything. They do, but some things we keep a little bit quieter than others. But thank you to all the officers for your hard work, and yeah. So anybody else got anything to ask? No. Okay. We'll now move on. It's okay. We need to note the report, don't we? So we note the report. Thank you. Right. Sorry? No, it's not. It's public questions in a sec, Mick. Okay. So won't be a minute. Okay, item number 8 is public questions and petitions. We have received 3 questions in advance of the meeting, and the first question is from John Brooks from Mayland and Dryden Road, and Mr. Brooks is not present, is he? Oh, you are? That is fine. You could read your question. That's what I'm just checking. I'm just reading from there. Some of the people aren't present that are here. Would you like to read your question out, please? Can somebody take the microphone that's there across? We're sharing one, so we can use that. Yeah. Oh, do you want us to? Does he want? Oh. Well, thank you for coming, Mr. Brooks. The question is, why do Sheffield leisure centres not give a reduced rate for older people? Everybody active gives discounts for pensioners across the country, except in Sheffield, stating that the City Council did not want them. This is especially silly, as I can join a leisure centre in another town and get a discount and then use that membership in Sheffield. I'm going to hand over to James, who's going to read out the response that we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. It's quite a lengthy response. Would you like me to keep it short and send a full response after, or would you like me to read it all? If
you're confident that you can summarise it,
yeah.
And then we will make sure a full response, because I'd rather have time for the questions from the floor, if that's okay with you, Mr. Brooks.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Mr. Brooks. So we have had an answer from a Fraser Fairbank, who is a contract manager at Sheffield City Council, in relation to your question. And I'll read what he's put and keep it short. So he just wanted to clarify that there's been no recent change to the concessions policy in Sheffield following the transfer of leisure facilities to everyone active. The current policy has been in place for many years and was designed to ensure that support is directed to those who need it most. So the concessionary rate for people of state pension age is available to residents who are in receipt of pension credit or other qualifying benefits. This approach allows the Council to prioritise limited resources towards individuals who are experiencing financial hardship. While we recognise that many older residents have worked hard throughout their lives and may not be in receipt of benefits, offering universal discounts would mean subsidising individuals who may not require financial support, ultimately reducing our ability to help those who do. Is that okay? And we'll send on the full response, but in summary, that's what the response is, Mr. Brooks.
It's more or less what I expected. It doesn't answer the question why Sheffield difference 90%.
What I think I'm going to suggest is that we can pass this on to the committee and ask the committee chair and the people on the committee, which is cross-party, to actually give you a full answer for this, because we don't have that ability to do that. So it's the committee system, and I think that's the only way. So we have had that answer, but you have, you know, which you know, to me, you're within your right, and I think we would like that answering. Yeah, and we'll ask them. We do have your email details, don't we? Obviously. Yeah, that is fine. Yeah, no. I'm just checking because some people do ring them in and write them in. So I'm just making sure before we move on to the next question is that we will get you that response. It's been noted in the meeting, and you know as well. Thank you very much. So the second question we had submitted is why is it so hard to find out where neighbourhood walkabouts are taking place? I first found out about walkabouts a week after one passed my door, but apparently that is the only one this year and no more are scheduled as far as I can see. Meanwhile, the other areas get 3 or 4 each year. Why is Maynell Road being so neglected? And James is going to give you the response which was received from Rachel Dawson, the neighbourhood manager.
Thanks, Chair. So, again...
Read it out in full, please.
Read it out in full? That's no problem at all. So the full response from Rachel Dawson, neighbourhood manager for Sheffield City Council, is neighbourhood walkabouts for the whole of the city are advertised on the Sheffield City Council Have Your Say website. You can find information following this link, so the link will be emailed to you, Mr. Brooks, okay?
Yes, Mr. Brooks. Is it Mr. Brooks?
Yeah. As well as advertising walkabouts in the North neighbourhood on the citywide page, they are also advertised on the North neighbourhood page. Again, there's a link in the response that you'll receive. With regard specifically to Maynell Road, the North neighbourhood team have committed to at least 2 walkabouts per area per year. This does not mean that each individual road will be covered on each walkabout, given the vast geographical boundary we cover. The walkabouts are currently advertised up to November 2025, and we are working on the next programme, which will be uploaded in October. Staff in our estates team have worked hard this year to try and increase attendance on walkabouts, so we are very sorry you were not aware of the walkabout covering your area. As well as advertising on the website, we have also publicised in the reception points at Chapeltown, Wordsworth Avenue, Learning Zone and Stocksbridge Town Hall. We have also delivered posters to shops, doctors' surgeries, tar and notice boards across the area. Once the programme is finalised, we will email the programme to every tenant who has provided an email address in the North area. If you have specific issues and you would like to come out and see us, or we come out and see you, or if you feel there are immediate issues that require a walkabout, please contact a member of the North Estates team. The contact details are on here that will be sent on to you. We are now operating a Meet the Team request for any of our customers who would like a site visit to look at local issues. We are keen to encourage community spirit and achieve a network of volunteers to undertake some community projects in the North area. If this is something that you'd be interested in, please do make contact with us.
Thank you. And I can just say that all the councillors have had the email about the programme that's starting, you know, in there. And we will, obviously, at the end of this meeting, there is like 20 odd minutes to talk. So myself and Councillor Chaplin, I'll pick that up. Okay. As I said, we'll talk to you at the end on this. Yeah. Okay then. You have a third question, which is what is happening to Maggie Field? 2 or 3 years ago, I asked the same question. Since then, there have been wildfires destroying fences around council houses and private houses alike, and rewilding is different to neglect. If somebody is hurt as a result of the negligence, is the council going to expect responsibility? I'm really pleased you've asked this question, as Maggie Fields is something that we were looking at, as you will be aware, a couple of years ago. We were trying to see if we could get a food project there. The soil was tested, it wasn't the right kind of soil. We looked at whether we were going to put orchard, trees in, all kinds of, things. We haven't had a full response back from the officers there, but what is great is the fact that you've asked the question, which means that it actually gives us now the ability to push this forward. And I've spent this morning emailing James about this, and actually, as I said at the end, I will come and have a chat, and I would really like to think of what community project can we get going. If we do get a community together that want to run with it, we can often access different levels of funding and doing different things. So, right, yeah, but we'll discuss that. Yeah, absolutely. So, which is why asking the question is so important. But I will come and find you out at the end. So I'm now going to open up to the floor. Okay, Councillor Daniels, what am I talking about?
No, just in answer about the walkabouts. I've been on them for many a year, and I'm afraid they don't work, because half the services don't turn up, and I can bring you emails with responses that we were asking 10, 15 years ago. So just, and as for the housing, Rachel Dawson's the housing officer, but anything else, it's down to Amy and other services. They only do from sort of the boundary wall into the house, where other stuff is Amy's problems and street force. I don't know if Sean's gone yet.
I think he may. No, he's hiding at the bar. Is it Sean?
No, I was going to ask. I mean, we'd like to know different stuff as well, but these people that go do the litter picking and tidying up and that, is there any reward for them? Is there any incentive? And maybe, just like the kiddies got a little voucher, this might encourage people to go on to them.
Right. Councillor Chaplin.
Yes, just to pick up on Mick's last point. I don't think I can deal with all the points you raised, but earlier this year, I think it was around June time, but I'm hoping some LAC officers will correct me or or give me a more precise date, but I attended one where litter pickers were present down at Sheffield Wednesday football ground, and there was a big evening buffet put on. And some present.
What was it?
It had environment in it, and I'm racking my brains to remember exactly what it was.
The children's one,
yeah.
Evening.
Yeah,
and
but
did the officers remember what it was a really big awards ceremony. Yeah.
There you are, the Environmental Volunteers Project.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was laid on. It was what was sad from my point of view was that there were some people who really should have been down there and recognised, but they couldn't make the evening. And that's the trouble. You pick a date, but if people have got something else on, they can't get down there for it. But we did have some people from Southey Ward who were at that event. I can't speak, and there were some from, but it was for all across the city. So you know, people were coming from Beckersall and Gleadless Valley and Burley, as well as from around Firth Park, Burngreave.
Citywide awards.
Yeah.
On Mick's first point, do you know about the walkabouts and how they work and everything else? I mean, we can feed it into the housing committee. I have issues about, you know, how it works, and we don't live in a perfect world, but we should be listening to it. And, you know, Fran, do you want to come back in, please? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say anything you don't already know, Mick, because I've sat in the same forums as you where we've both fed back about some of the facts that not everyone who's turning up on the walkabouts who needs to turn up on them, and that too often when we do them, we've got a list of things that we reported last time and they've not been actioned. So I think we've continued to feed that back. You as residents, I know, continue to feed that back through the various tenant forums and so on as well, and we will keep picking up on that. I know I've seen something going around recently which is about feeding back to Amy in particular on their reps and how helpful their reps are, and whether that relationship is working in terms of having an Amy rep coming along. I think we know that too often our Amy rep doesn't turn up on our walkabout, so I know that's a bit of a problem. And yeah, we'll continue to feed it back.
It's not just Amy that don't turn up. Councillors don't always turn up. Right the way through, and we even altered. I'm from Brushes at Firth Park. We altered our walkabouts to go along with the councillors, and they just altered their meetings. So working together don't work, in my opinion.
Again, to be fair, Mick, you know that I think they did get rescheduled. They didn't ask us what time they want to be rescheduled for, and half the time they clash with full council, which we are obliged to be at, or they clash with another committee that we are absolutely obliged to be at. So unfortunately we weren't asked about the time that they changed it to.
Yeah. Turn your microphone off, Councillor Daniels. Councillor Chaplin.
Yeah, I just want to share Mick's disappointment. I don't believe we've got any housing officers here tonight, either for the ward, because Southey is in the north area for housing, and Firth Park and Burngreave and Shire Green are in I think the northeast area for housing, but we don't seem to have housing officers from either part. I have been on at housing officers that cover Southey ward for the last 2 or 3 years, because I know that as a retired soul these days, I'm the only one who can get to these walkabouts that they have on a Wednesday, and I've pointed out frequently to them that we have clashes with full council because we need to be in early for that. We have meetings ahead of full council on that day, but they still want them on a Wednesday. And they won't consider other days which would be more convenient to my colleagues, Jane Dunn here and Gareth, who can't be with us today. He's on holiday, but he has a full-time job, so he has difficulty getting to that kind of event in the morning. But you know, we have to accept that people will vote for councillors who are various ages, from 18 all the way up to 85 plus. So it is a difficulty, but it certainly for Southey ward it is something I've committed to. But I do that in the knowledge that my colleagues can't, but they do other things and other good things in other ways.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chair. And you know, it's not relevant to your area, Mick, but what we've done it is disappointing that we only have 2 walkabouts a year, actually, because you know matters arise throughout the year. So what we've done in Winkerbank is we have the walkabouts on the day when it's a councillor's surgery, so that we can have at least one councillor that goes on the walkabout. But then, because we meet monthly, we do when we are officers with members at community, and then we just record issues and then send it into officers. And I think it's all right doing walkabout, but actually what we need is to follow up on the actions that people said they're going to do, which we quite often a month later I've got some stairs that have not been cleared. But I think most of us are on it, and we have made the commitment to actually do walkabouts and without all the housing officers and such, so that we can be more in tune with what local people need.
Q, we've only got 10 minutes left, so I'd like to open up for a few more people. Did you have your hand up, my love, earlier? Yeah, I saw you. Yeah, gentleman behind, yeah. I'll just take those 2 first, yeah. If you could keep your questions as brief. Yeah, and if you could give your name, please, and which ward you're from.
Yeah, my name is Kaltun Elmi. I'm from Bangrif Ward. I have one question, but I put it in 3 buttons. There is one question with ABC. Is that okay? First of all, Bangrif is the worst area in the city regarding antisocial behavior. And during the COVID, the death it was very high, and what is called transport, ambulation, and especially I live Wensley, and we haven't have a proper transport. So my question is regarding housing, and you mentioned First Point. I think it's west area in the city or place, and sometimes all the officers or whatever working. If I work with the community, like less than 5% is communicate with you regarding the way they charging rent, they charging some people the houses they're not leaving. So it's a lack of knowledge or something serious they doing. Either way, they are.
Could you summarise your question? Is it about First Point?
About First Point, and my question is A is a First Point. It's west area, not dealing with housing, whether dam.
So you're unhappy about how First Point are dealing with issues when you go?
The community, yes, whether homeless, whether people, and I raised to 2022 a prayer room, which they say they create, but it's a similar small toilet, only sink and chair, and it's not prayer room, because when the people are waiting and prayer time is coming, they have to go to pray, and then they reject it to speak to them. That's one point, my A. My B question is, we need transport in certain area in Bangrif. Bannisley Road, a lot of buses is going, and Bangrif, but regarding First Hill and El Masher Road, Wensley, there's no transport, and each house must have a car, or you have to catch taxi. For example, my daughter who is graduating. Yeah, for example, my daughter, she's finishing her university now. Her placement, I have to send taxi Northern General. It's 5 minutes to work, but because of her safety. The third one is, that was transport. The third one is our children is not getting a lot of opportunity. As you know, in Bangrif area, certain community like East African community, as you know, education statistic, the university, children know their mother language wherever they born, they are good with education. So when our community want to voluntarily to teach our children, we have like a hall, it's like vestry hall, 7% use a year, according to the freedom of information, we got it from council, and we're not allowed to use. And I was campaigning since 2016 because when council say they use over 98,000 for refurbish when our house is gratis going tunnels. So housing already I mentioned, I don't want to go back. Why vestry hall our children not going to when they live overcrowded houses and they have. Yeah, just okay. Sorry, I'm going to go my point. The reason I raise in vestry hall, we have no buckets, safe buckets in our area. Empty fields, not safe buckets. So the reason I say each family live off a crowd house, 2-bedroom, maybe 10 people, or one. They haven't somewhere to watch football. They haven't somewhere to go. So vestry hall, if we allow the children to create somewhere when national football is on to use, or to use as a cultural.
It's so specific, your questions.
My question is, we need to use vestry hall.
I'm going to come to you afterwards, because Councillor Chaplin's here from Southey. So I'm going to come, because we don't have a Burngrave councillor, because Councillor Saeed's on annual leave and Councillor Talib's poorly. So I'm going to come and take all that and pick that up.
Is there only one councillor, my Bangladesh? Isn't 3 councillors?
Yeah, I'm really sorry, but I don't want to ignore you, so I'm going to do that for you at the end.
Yeah.
I will come to
Thank
you
you.
straight away.
Thank you.
Okay, then.
Thank you very
and
much.
the pick up with first point, we'll leave that with James to take forward, and I'll pick that up. Okay, I promise. Right. Public questions by 5 minutes. So can I please ask people to ask a question? Thank you. The lady there, and then I'll go to the gentleman behind, and then there's a gentleman at the back. Did anybody else put the hand up? It's okay. Right, yeah.
I'll try and be quick. My name is Ellie Guy. I speak on behalf of some North East LAC community allotments. So this includes Green City Action, Sage, Oasis, Hope and Firth Park. It's about some of the recent changes to Sheffield's allotment regulations. These are mainly the rules around tenancy names, plot allocation and restrictions on activities like bonfires, barbecues. A lot of these regulations recently have been unclear. They've been applied inconsistently, leaving groups feeling quite insecure.
Okay.
The proposal from the groups: could the council work with community allotments to create Sheffield Community Allotments Charter or something similar to address these concerns, allow tailored solutions and give groups greater security for the future? Thank you.
Question. Has anybody on here got any knowledge that sits on that? Because what we can do as a we can write and respond, but unless you've got a definitive answer, do you sit on the, yeah?
Well,
no.
I sat in the last Communities, Parks and Leisure Committee, and
yeah.
I was going to suggest that question be taken forward to that committee, because I don't think we've got anyone here who sits regularly on that.
Thank you.
On that committee.
Yeah, I think that's a really good. Yeah, we'll take that through for you. Yeah, so we're not passing the book, but it's just Okay, the lady with the leopard print there. Would you? Sorry.
Well, thank you. I'd like to speak to Dawn. I'm just wanting, Dawn, an update on the things that are happening in Brightside. I know there's not much time. There was a lot more that I wanted to say, but I want to talk about Brightside Motors, Brathay, and all the things we spoke about in the meeting on the 4th. Can you give us a quick update on that?
Thank you, Diane.
Okay.
I can pass this on to James because he's leading on the project meeting. So as I said in the email that I'd sent you, I've been waiting for an update because the project team met on the Tuesday after we met on Thursday, and I've been off. So I don't know if James has got an update that he can share with the members of the community.
Thanks, Dawn. And when we gave the updates on Brightside Motors a couple of weeks ago, there's been a number of things happened since. So you recall that I talked about it's assistant director level now of legal, looking at options with his team. So we have 6 or 7 options, legal options to consider. They range from traffic regulation orders, double yellow lines, bollards, residence permit parking. So they're the sort of options that we are exploring. So they are big things that we're looking to do. So obviously as discussed a couple of weeks ago, we recognise that the council and partners have done a lot already. We have prosecuted him, as we've seen the substantial fine. It's still going on. So the prosecution was December 2023. So obviously we're 18 months on. We're now re-looking at these options. So the option isn't to prosecute as such. That might be one of the options. But this is about stopping him parking those vehicles as he is doing at the moment. So they are big options we're exploring. And we have the leads from each service now to work with legal to make that happen. We've also met with the police and other partners yesterday to talk about other issues. So it's very much on our radar.
So are you going to be working with the community as well to keep them informed? Because I think that's what, I can feel.
Yeah.
So do we have a timeline on that? And I presume we've got your details. Because I think that's what I feel your concern is that, Yeah.
a lot bigger than that, but there isn't time in the meeting to tell you what it's all about.
Well, no,
so
but you will have time to have a chat with your councillor afterwards. So you've had the assurance from James and from Dawn. Yeah.
That will be with James as well, Brathay Road. Do we know anything about the cars when they're being moved? The pavement hasn't been sold. So what are we going to do with that?
Yes, so we have got an update for you on that. It might not be appropriate for me to give it today because I think Ajman, our exec director, took away a question around the land ownership on Brathay Close. We have a full answer on that now. We know the position. So that will be provided to you. It doesn't stop us doing what we need to do as an authority on that piece of land.
Okay, thank you. The gentleman behind and then the lady at the front. Could you say your name and where you're from? Which ward?
This is Mustafa Ahmed from Bangiri Ward. Chair, would it be nice if we had one of our councillors in Bangiri? We have 3 councillors, but we don't have one of them in here. So I live in Wensley Estate. We've mentioned a lot of problems in Wensley Estate. There were in the news, Sheffield The Star, there were Sheffield Online. We have overgrowing trees and everything in the alleyway, and photos being taken, photos being shared in the social media, and it's been almost a month. The stuff what is being taken in the social media, they're still in there at the moment. The rubbish is still there. Neighbourhood walking about, we don't see them. In Wensley, we've not seen them for quite a long time. I think almost last time I walked with them, it's been 3 years. Last time I walked with them. That's off the litter pick. We have a lot of problem with the litter pick. We did a litter pick about 3 weeks ago. Would it be nice if we had the councillors coming and helping us? My second question's about crime in the area. So in Wensley, we're having stabbing. We have been shooting about 3 weeks ago. We had shooting, and that shooting was all over the news. Shooting, it was into the people's houses, into the cars, and my house, it was one of them, a bullet's gone inside to my house. Police came into the area. They were cordoned for 6 hours. After 6 hours, police gone. It's like nothing happened, and we don't know what's happened about that. We've never had any councillor came and visit the people who the house been targeted and been shot into. We've never had anyone come spoken to us about what is going to happen about it. And we don't feel safe to live in the area. It's like, I'm not gonna make it like with people living like Gaza. They're getting rocket into the house. We're getting bullet into our house. So we need to know what's happening in our area. Thank you.
Yeah, I was down at Wensley Park only the other Saturday. It was a wonderful event, yeah, and wonderful people. As I said, unfortunately, Councillor Saeed, she's not only Lord Mayor, but she's having some well-deserved annual leave, which is very difficult when you've got a mayoral diary often to fit in. He's unfortunately very poorly, as you know, and he's not well. He was supposed to be here, but he's just really poorly. I haven't received anything from Councillor Jones, but I will come and talk to you and act as their councillor afterwards. Okay.
So, Bridget Kelly, Southey Ward. This is a long-standing concern about Tanwell Park. There's a marked difference across the city about parks, and I know that residents in Tanwell feel strongly that it's neglected. There's a lot of fly tipping. There's fly tipping on fly tipping, and I just wondered if there was any plan for the park to be upgraded, to have a little bit of attention.
I'm going to hand it over to my wonderful colleague. He likes to stand up.
Better for you to stand up, isn't it? we've had a conversation about this before, Bridget. Tunwell Park is in East Ecclesfield ward, and really it would be a question better directed to North Lack. Yeah. Or Parks and Communities, Parks and Leisure. You could bring it as a question to full council for the chair of that committee.
Thank you, thank you. I knew we didn't know. It isn't, please don't apologise, because boundaries change all the time. Do you know, there's bits of what was in Firth Park is now in Southey and vice versa. And to be honest with you, we don't get updates on things that aren't in our area, but they are still important to us. So, yeah. I think that, yeah. Well, we can pass that on, and I'll pass it on to the local councillors. The gentleman, thank you ever so much. This will be the last question before we move on to close the meeting, and then you can have a word with all your councillors. Thank you. Oh, it's ever so difficult. Can I just take Abdullah, then I'll take you, Louise. Is that okay? Thank you. It's when people's heads move, it's quite difficult.
Thanks, Jane. So my question is really simple. So, hi, my name is Abdullah. I'm a youth worker in Bangreath. There's been a lot of conversation about the crime and the issues that are happening. But as someone from Bangreath, I think one of the concerns that I find is the lack of investment for young people. Like today, for example, I'm here with a couple of my friends who are doing some great work in the community. And trying to support young people to get into employability, to have that employability. So my question is, what is the council doing, or the local area committee doing, to support youth organisations that are currently existing? Because a lot of them that I'm speaking to aren't getting the funding, aren't getting the support. More generally, we've got centres such as Verdon Street, such as Vestry Hall, that has been blocked, or certain community groups have got those bookings. I got told once from a staff member of the council that it's booked throughout the whole year, Vestry Hall, for example. But Vestry Hall, most of the time people go there, it's an empty building. Or it's been used at certain times, but somehow it's always booked. So the question is, where is the money going? And if the resources are there, why aren't they going to the right community groups that are existing in the area?
Thank you, thank you. Nice to see you. Sorry I couldn't see you hid behind your lovely hairstyle, actually. Dawn is not a councillor for there, but obviously is the committee chair lead. And as we know, so
Thanks, Abdullah. Hi. Nice to see you. Not seen you for a long while. Just on the youth provision, youth service used to be over in Communities, Parks and Leisure, and it's just come now back into children's services. And the youth strategy is going to be coming later on this year. But we do have a Sheffield Youth Alliance, and I'm not sure whether or not you're on that invite list. If you want to be involved in that, I think it's really important that you are, because we need all of the voices from all over the city, from all of the sectors in that meeting. So it's not just about statutory provision, it's about voluntary and community sector provision. I work in voluntary and community sector myself. I know how important it is to be in the room and have your voices heard. So I don't know about things around Vestry Hall, but I'm absolutely committed to investing in provision for our young people in Sheffield. So if you want to drop me an email to my councillor email address, I'll speak to Chelsea Renahan, who's our Director for Youth Provision, and make sure that yourself and any other organisations, even the small organisations, are absolutely important, because you're on the front line with our young people. You are their advocates. So if you let me know anyone who you think might not be on that invite list for Youth Alliance, let's get you in there and let's have those conversations, if that's okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Louise. Thank you.
Mine's just a quick one, really, because I have been speaking to Councillor Chaplin regarding the GP hubs. We had a lot of consultation done at the end of 2022, and people gave up their valuable time in this community for these consultations to be done because of lots of anxiety and worry regarding it. They then took that consultation and they was having an extraordinary board meeting on the 1st of February 23, which is 2.5 years ago. There has been no update, there's been no ground broken, and people are still worrying, and it's causing a lot of upset in the community, and we've had no feedback whatsoever about it. I just want it minuting, because I know Mike's working on it, but I want it minuting that I think it's disgraceful. NHS, ICB have tracked people in this community. It's caused, like I say, it's causing a lot of upset because there were potentially, I think it was something like 7 or 9 surgeries. And that's as far as it's got from 2.5 years ago. Has that money gone back? Or is it not happening? We just want some feedback.
Couldn't agree more. And I know that you've had a word with Mike, but we both sent the email on, and absolutely, and I think it should go to the committee that I sit on, and it's certainly not come past anything that I have seen on the work agenda. Yeah, but we need to, exactly, but there's been a change of government, so this isn't a political, there's been a change of government. I don't know what has changed, because I wasn't on that committee before, but I think our community need to know what's happened, and I couldn't agree more on it. But I think absolutely thank you for coming and minuting that, and we will pass that, we'll send that question on and ask we'll ask the committee to do that. Thank you.
I've also put the question to our MP as well, see if she can get anything out of...
Great idea. Thank you, Louise. I'm just going to close the meeting now, and then we can have the final 15 minutes. We've already gone over, so I've gone way over. So I just would like to thank everybody for their attendance. This is the end of the close of the meeting, but it's not the end of the opportunity for you to talk to your councillors. So we do have, we don't have a date for the next, have we got the date for the next public meeting? It is on the 19th of November, and the time and location will be arranged. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a safe journey home, and I'm coming over to see, and now we can talk to your councillors.